right. First of all, we created, maybe I'll show that very quickly as well, this Explore feed. It is a feed of all the things going on in Deep Funding, and you can follow people. But there's also a generic feed, which gives this very nice graphic of this Deep Funding Townhall, which we are on right now. But it also gives information about awarded things, and you can interact with it, you can comment on it, and you can create posts on yourself. Now, it's a little bit the LinkedInization of Deep Funding, I would say. So we are bringing a community together, and people can comment, share news, and so on.
Hello,
Hi,
guys.
everybody.
It's like people are not surprised.
Well, give it time. Hi, Charlie. I'm Micah, Tam, and my two, Obed, Godfrey. Raphael, you look so cool. This really looks nice, Raphael.
I don't know what you mean. This is me normally.
Yeah, I mean, you look so fine, so it's very, very, very believable. I'm sure one can believe that's you.
No, it's an AI. It's not him.
I think so. Okay, let's see. How many are we now? Maybe we can get the party started. Okay, I think we have a good number, and so we can get started. All right, guys. My name is Ayo, and this is the Deep Funding Global Community Town Hall, and this is the 73rd episode. Oh, nice. So Miriam and Priska have this very nice art thing going for Halloween. Okay, so you tell us a little about it at some point, maybe. Hopefully we have enough time for you to tell us exactly what it is that you have going on, but yeah. And so we are very, very happy to have you. We have quite a number of things on the menu today. And we hope that we all have a very wonderful time on this town hall, right? Particularly excited. 73 is a huge number. So I've been doing this gathering committee members. And so if you permit me, in 1 second, I'd like to share screen just so that you can see the things that I am talking about. And if I go to slideshow, let me know if you can see my screen still, because it's just me now. I can't see everybody else. So Priska, maybe you will.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. I think this is the first time we are using our new logo on the town hall. Yeah, it looks really nice, right? Okay, I really like this new logo. It's quite good. All right. So you're welcome. This is Deep Funding Town Hall 73, and we have quite a number of things on the agenda. We have presentation from Deep Labs. We have a profile creation, a presentation from Aslan. We'll talk a little more about that. And then we have a presentation on pattern discovery in symbolic visual structures by Dr. Micah Leton Sari. Okay, I hope I got the name right. Please forgive me if I did not get the right pronunciation. All right, and then we have Community Spotlight to be handled by Miriam. And just before we go into this, let's just quickly talk about Deep Funding. Right, we like to say that Deep Funding is a place where you can turn your groundbreaking ideas into reality. This is a global community, and we are pushing the boundaries of AI through funding, collaboration, and then open source impact. Furthermore, we are community driven, and the idea is that by SingularityNET, we want to make sure that we are invested, in the development of decentralized beneficial AGI. And we've been doing very wonderful about that. You're going to see, right? As we speak, we are $7.19 million into funding. We have over almost 1,600 contributors. We have 143 awarded projects. So when we say that it is a community-run program, we mean every single word of that. You can come into Deep Funding to propose. If you have, some idea that you really believe in that will make the world a better place, you could just basically say, okay, I want to help good proposals get the funding, get the grants, and so you vote. You could also say, you know what, I am an expert and I can help people make good decisions in this ecosystem, so you could review. You could also be here, right, discussing, exchanging ideas, brainstorming, having, peer reviews, discussions, breakout rooms, and things like that. Basically discuss. And then you could also be part of circles, right? Circles like your organization departments, but instead of typical departments in organizations, we use circles, and it's pretty much open to everyone to apply. Now, this town hall is for you. That's one thing that we like to emphasize, right? It's possible that you're seeing faces. I mean, for example, I'm presenting, I'm hosting, and there are people, but really, the town hall is for proposers, for you, for everyone, for community members, people who want to do things. So whether you're trying to submit your proposal, or whether you're trying to get community feedback, or whether you're trying to, at the point where, okay, it's just secure the funding, whatever it is, this is a very good place to start. And so we invite you to connect with us through our community website. You can scan this to take you to the community portal. You can join circles, you can book presentation slots, you can add Deep Funding calendars of events to your own Google Calendar. Then you can even keep track of circle progress. There are reports published on the portals, on the circle pages, individual circle pages, and then you can read and you can really know what is going on in Deep Funding per time. We want to hear from you. We'd like you to interact with us. So thank you so much. And we can go right into it, right? We can have the presentation from Deep Labs, Community Hub Portal Pod updates. I will stop sharing now. I think this is to be from Edwin, or who is it from Deep Labs?
Yeah, it will be me.
All right. That was good, educated guess. All right, Edwin, are you going to be sharing screen? Maybe.
I don't have permissions to share. Give me some power.
All right. Please, can you give Edwin some power so that Edwin has the authority to share? There's love in sharing. Edwin, you can request, and then maybe.
I've requested. Okay, I have some power. Don't worry. Is my screen visible?
It's coming up now. Yes, now we have it.
Okay. So I'm here to present where we got into so far from different interactions with stakeholders. So I'll just give a brief of the community portal, the hub portal. So it is a platform that is meant for the event circle, the reviewers, and the community hub leaders. This is a platform where they will submit their report seamlessly, they will interact and have their report reviewed and have their payment requests all done on that portal. That is sort of one system for everything, where they can view their dashboards, whether they are meeting their KPIs and all those good stuff. So this is the portal for the hub leaders. So let's we'll connect it with the Google single sign-on as usual, because that's a deep funding thing. We'll have logins. Once you create your profile, you should be able to log in with the right access. So we log in and see. So okay, so this will be the dashboard for the event. Now, before a hub is integrated, right? I think they go through some process. That process is done, they'll have a list of hubs that's supposed to be onboarded. So this is the platform that the event circle are going to use to onboard all the hubs. So we have to create an event hub, you can, let me move this right away. So they can create hubs. They will get the info of the hub, that's the name, the description. That's the first step in creating a hub. They'll onboard the leaders. We have the basic, every hub has a leader or two that take care of the hub and see that they are implementing everything. So we get their details and everything. If they have a secondary leader, we can also grab his info. The most important thing of this is the milestones and KPIs of all the hubs, which should be agreed on the inception of the hub when onboarding. So that will be the final stage of creating the hub, where you get to agree on the milestones and KPIs that the hub needs to fulfill. So over here, you create a milestone. So you can see we have the core target, that's the base KPI for any hub that is being created, regardless of what the hub offers. Then we have additional milestones. So there are some milestones and KPIs that are hub specific, right? So based on what they are doing, you can add those milestones, which is all here. And once that is done, then the hub can be created. So over here, you see all the hubs created, and you can see, view their milestones. And should, in case maybe a month there's something wrong with a milestone, they can submit a ticket. And if there's a process of trashing out or going through the milestone to change, let's say they have a change request in the milestone, all of them can be implemented here. So, and we have our notifications as well, and there are more features, but we want to rapidly get an MVP out so that they can start using it as we add on extra features. So these are the features we'll be going for the event portal. So let's take a quick look at what the hub leaders should be seeing at their end, right? They have a similar sign-on screen, which they get to log in, right? Immediately they come here, they have an overview of their dashboard, active report, pending reviews, and their milestone, their hub growth, and things. So this is like an overview of how your hub is faring. Now they can go to reports. That's the main thing they are here for, to submit a report, right? It's very easy to submit a report. Once they go to create a new report, then it's just the flow of, we took what they are currently doing now and just put it here. So it's the flow of the report submission. So they just go through the flow. And one beautiful thing is, if you are not done with the report, you can save it as a draft and come back later to, just complete it. So they literally, I think they have two types of reports, which is the monthly and the half-yearly report. So they can sort of select which report that they're filling. This thing is blocking my screen. Let me just minimize it. Beautiful. Now you go to next, and in a month, any hub, due to the KPIs, they have some certain activities and events that they're supposed to organize. So they can add as many events as they want. They did for that particular month. Everything can be added here. You click on the event and you get to input all the details of the event here, and you click on add event. So it should look like something like this, all the event that you did for that particular month that you are reporting for. You move to next, and if you had any challenges and maybe how you mitigated those challenges, the event circle would like to see the solutions that you came up with and all those stuff. You add them, all of them over here, so that they can better improve the hubs and stuff. So once that is done, then last stage will be the evidence supporting all the activities that you've done. you can upload all of them here so that it will aid the reviewers to sort of verify those KPIs and milestones that you are reporting on. Once you're done, you are going to have an overview of your report before submitting the report finally. So you can also see your milestones and what do we call it, KPIs. So these are the milestones and KPIs set for you at the beginning of the hub creation. So you can see if you are meeting your target or if you are not meeting your target, so that you can better your activities and be able to meet your KPIs and stuff. As well, you also have the notifications and stuff, which will do the integrations and other stuff. So those features will be coming in later after the MVP. And we have the reviewer role, right? The same portal login. Once they log in, they have a different view. So their duty is to just look at the report that has been submitted by the hub leaders, go through it and verify if they meet those criteria or they don't meet those criteria. So sort of to review the report that was submitted. So once a reviewer comes, he or she will be able to see how many reports have been assigned to him. Then you can see the status right here, pending, so that, alert will be, notifications will be sent to you if you have a pending review of a report and all those good stuff. You can start review immediately once you start review. So it will give you the report overview, right? You have the report information, and actually you can see here the KPIs that was set and what the report says, what they were able to achieve. So over here, you can have a glance comparison of what you are going to report on. And we thought it's wise to bring in some review guidelines. So over here, you can have your review guidelines so that you can refer to it as and when you are stuck at what do you call it, reviewing. And as well, we also added the save draft over here so that you can save the draft. You don't need to review all at once. You can do it in bits and pieces. Now you come to the report assessment. So it will literally walk through all the reports that the review brought, the form the hub leader submitted. So you get to walk through the report with the evidence. So you are verifying the report against the evidence and against other data that you have access to. You just state whether it's invalid. If they said their current member count is this, you look at the what do you call it? The evidence. Once the evidence you are suited, it suits the report, you can mark it whether it's a valid report or not valid. So everything has their metric, and you can see the score right here, which is updating as you are reviewing. So you get to review all the reports, and finally you get to make a comment and decision. I think this is not built out, but anyway, so that's where you give your overall comment and your decision whether they met their KPIs or they didn't meet their KPIs. So if they met their KPIs, meaning that will be you recommend that they release their funding for their next month activities, which will go back to the event coordinator to make that what do you call it, payment request. And I think that's that. If they didn't meet it, it's going to go back to the hub leader. You get a notification that this and this and this in your report didn't meet the standards. So if they can redo it or if they can correct it for another review, then that is fine. So far, so good. That's what we have. We should be looking at the alpha testing and beta testing very soon, and we'll come back again to give feedback on that. I don't know if I rushed through or if I got things right, but that is it. Any questions?
All right. Thank you, Edwin. So, Jan, I'm not going to call you first. I'm going to call Charlie first. Charlie, please go ahead.
Wow, I get to jump the line, huh? Um, that looks really interesting. So is the plan that this will be a requirement for new applicants for deep funding?
I didn't get that. Edwin, did you get the question? I think it was...
If you can elaborate the requirement, I like let's him refrain.
That is this. It will
Okay.
be required. Will it be required for anybody who's applying for deep funding to use this once it's gone through testing and is in production? Will everybody have to use this?
No, so this is not everybody. This is for the community hub. Once you apply to be a community hub and you are picked and selected, you'll be required to use this platform.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, Charlie, I can give a little background here. About 7-8 months ago, we had a community hub RFPs. It came from the fact that before now we used to have the Latin town halls. Basically, it's like this town hall rendered in other languages, Portuguese and Spanish. And then we wanted to extend that to other regions. And then somewhere along the line, we thought we could make it better by not just having people gather around localizations or geography, but maybe also gather around interests. So then it became something that we called community hubs, right? The idea is that this community, people can organize themselves and achieve some of the things that we are doing here at the global level to suit specific interests or specific regions, languages, and things like that. And so we've had the pilot phase where we had quite a number of applications, and then eventually we have 4 community hubs selected. That means we went through all the rounds, and so there is a process, for that, and then the selected community hubs have the ones who are going to be using this dashboard, so that everybody else within larger community can always, know what is going on, see what the committees are up to, and so on and so forth. So yeah, so this is the tool right there for that. I hope that was a little bit clear.
Yeah, it is. Although I still am curious. Then is the reviewer role for the evaluation of projects that are within the hub? What's that about?
Okay, so community hubs would have goals straight from their proposal, milestones, things that they already set out to do, right? So this dashboard, the reviewers will be checking to see that they achieve what they promised to achieve, or what they set as goals to achieve for their communities. All right, yeah.
Yeah, you're stealing my thunder a little bit. I was going to make the remark that before showing this dashboard, it would have been great to have a short explanation on what community hubs actually are, because I sort of assumed that this would not be clear to everybody. By the way, this is the first I've ever seen of this dashboard. So this is a deep funding lab project. And it was done on behalf of the event circle. So yeah, it's very sophisticated, guys. It's really a lot there. What I would like to do, do I have 5 minutes, Rafael, or Ayo, or Priska?
Because you didn't ask me, you have 4 minutes, 59 seconds.
Let me share my screen here.
Okay.
Because, well, let me first share it. I can't do 2 things at the same time. Let me see. So because at the same time that you're working on this backend feature, we've also worked on the front end of community hubs. Another working group is working on that website. So You may be familiar with the Deep Funding website. We have this product switcher since a couple of weeks. It's not completely, we're a little bit in transition with a number of websites. So you will see we have a number of websites here that we're working on. Some of them we're working on, some of them, well, we're working on all of them actually, but they're in different levels of maturity. This is the site about the communities around deep funding. And if you go to this menu, you will see that we have a lot of circles. We have a smaller number of work groups, which are more time restricted. And we have community hubs. And here you find an explanation of what community hubs are. And you find also an explanation of particular community hubs. So we have African Women in AI, we have the On-Chain Asia Hub, an Agrotech Hub, and the LATAM, who were actually the first who initiated to do separate town halls from the global one. So if I drill down here, this is African Women in AI, and you see a lot of information here on what they're doing. You will be able to see their events upcoming, what they try to achieve, and mission, and a lot of interesting stuff, and who are part of this. So what we do is we fund these community hubs. The idea was that we can be infinitely more scalable if we have smaller hubs doing town halls and getting together, etc., than trying to do this on a global scale, because that way we can also be more relevant. And one way of doing that would be through regional hubs, Africa in this case, which is a large region. LATAM, also a large region, but it could also be a country or whatever. City even. The other thing that I expect a lot from in potential would be domain-based hub. And sorry, I'm repeating you here a little bit, but like agriculture or robotics or something else. And if we can create communities around a topic like that, then yeah, we will also feed that into our general community. We create communities of people that can work on RFPs and rounds and so on. And ultimately, maybe also these hubs could be sources of funding themselves by partnering with organizations that work on the same topic. That's far ahead still, but this is a small step. And now we have this very, very elaborate back end. And yeah, I expect that we will have an open-ended RFP soon, which is a new format of RFP, where people that are interested on starting their own local hub or domain-related hub can apply to get a little bit of funding. So each month they get some funding, not huge amounts, but in return for that, yeah, we ask some proof on what they are doing, and we discuss KPIs. And that is all done by the event circle, who's also organizing this particular event. So yeah, it all comes together, back end, front end, and now the next step would be to maturing and evolving these hubs into thriving communities of their own. Thank you.
All right, I was waiting for that. I was going to say I'm not going to say anything until you say thank you. Thank you very much, Ian. That was pretty enlightening. Okay, I do not see any other hands, so we can move right into the presentation for the profile on the main Deep Funding portal. Now, after this, Jan, I assume you're going to raise your hands. So do you want 2 minutes before I share that to discuss about the profile?
Sorry, what would you like me to comment on? What exactly are you sharing about profiles? Oh, you mean the profile?
Okay, so
the format. Well, I don't know what you're going to
Yes.
present, Ayo. So if you let me do the talking, then you will be in the situation that I was, and I will be stealing your thunder. So I'd like to present. I'll give you the stage.
Okay, okay. So this is thank you, Ian. I'm going to be sharing a recording from Aslan. Aslan couldn't join us, so he made a recording here, and then I will just play that in a few minutes. He explains it all, and I think we thought who better to do this than Aslan, our one of our developers in Deep Funding. So just give me a second while I share screen for that particularly. Share sound. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen.
We can see it.
Hey everyone, Arslan here is from Deep Funding Development Team. Today I will walk you through all the steps, how you can update your public profiles. After login, you will be redirected to the dashboard page, the home page, or whatever page you are visiting. You just need to click on this profile icon. Here you can see multiple options: the view profiles, account setting, edit profile, dashboard, sign out. First, we will click on
Ayo,
view
can I interrupt
profile.
here?
We'll check.
So I noticed that the quality is really bad, which if it is recorded, I don't understand why, or is it my end? Because I see a very pixelated screen or very enlarged or something. And I also noticed that this is a 22-minute video on instruction on profiles, and I'm not 100% sure that would be the best way to keep people engaged, if I may be so free.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we consider that it will take about 15 minutes though. It's playing at 1.25, but also very, very valid input. So yeah, maybe we can share. Priska, Raphael, what do you think? Maybe we can share the link. And then we can talk about it.
Maybe I can even show something online or something without any preparation.
Okay, I mean, I'm returning all the time that I stole.
So
Yes, you can, Ian.
What I could do is at least show people my profile. Wait, let me go back to the homepage and then open it. And then I share some context around that as well. So I'm always surprised with what people are doing, and I'm not on top of everything anymore. So it's really great to see that you guys are preparing this and doing this presentation. So I love that. It's a little bit pity that yeah, for Arslan it would be very late right now. So I totally understand he's not on the call. By the way, Arslan is our lead developer of the funding platform, and he's been here from the start, and great hire, great person, very important developer in the deep funding front ends. So let me share my screen first so you don't have to look at my face all the time. There will already be an improvement, right? So here we are. I gather. So I don't know exactly what Arslan was going to show. I'm just giving it my thing. So what we've been doing lately on the website, first of all, we created, maybe I'll show that very quickly as well, this explore feed. It is a feed of all the things going on in deep funding, and you can follow people. But there's also a generic feed, which gives this very nice graphic of this deep funding town hall. which we are on right now, but it also gives information about awarded things, and you can interact with it, you can comment on it, and you can create posts on yourself. Now, it's a little bit the LinkedInization of deep funding, I would say. So we are bringing a community together, and people can comment, share news, and so on. Won't go too deep in that, but it is related a little bit to profiles, because through the profiles of people, you could search for people, and you could then follow people that you're interested in. If you see, if there are a number of people that work on a project that you like, you could follow them, and then automatically by that left tab, you would always be up to date of the latest milestones and happenings and presentations, etc., on that milestone. So what we did recently as well is we quite massively improved, extended our profile page. There's more to profile, by the way, a lot more. This is still the profile that is dedicated to our deep funding website. We have a much more ambitious project where we want to give everybody self-governance of a more generic profile that can be used across multiple sites within deep funding, but also outside of deep funding. So that's a larger project with single sign-on, with sign-on with Deep, similar as sign-on with Google, with a self-sovereign profile where there will be much more data, and with where you're in full control with whom you can share your data. And we are even working on a full zero knowledge proof layers around that. Separate topic, just mentioning it here. This is part of something much bigger. So I created this profile for myself. This is a picture from my holiday a couple of months back. This is a picture of me. You will see my general information. You will see my skills and interest. In this case, you see a Circle membership, that I am a part of the deep funding staff. I can click here. Let's try it. Do you see my next tab, or is it stuck on the first tab?
We see the next tab here on.
So here you would go to the Circle page. So I showed you previously I showed you the community hub page, but we also have circles, and well, staff is technically not a circle, but we're working on that. So you would see for a circle who else is in that circle. Now I go back to this tab, and you see a lot of other things. So you see contributions, things that I've been working on. I haven't submitted any project, I haven't submitted any proposals, and so on. So otherwise you would have seen that here as well. So from any member in the community, you would be able to see what their activity is, what projects that they have been engaged in, what teams they have been on, etc. This is a nice to have, actually, this thing that shows you also how engaged a person is. Actually, it wasn't supposed to be here already. It was more like a long-term thing, but here we are. We put it in anyway. So if I click on Edit Profile, let's try that. I can update all of this information. So some things like a project that I'm working on, etc., that's really part of the system, and that would be automated. Also, the circle that I'm in, it's not something, it's done in our back office, and you won't be able to say that you're in a circle. So all that is automated, but about an experience and so on is free for you to add. And you also can determine what you want others to see. If you want others to see your awarded projects, your proposals, ideas, and other contributions. In my case, I don't mind other people seeing it, even though I don't have that much content yet. But if you toggle it off, then it would be hidden from other users. So even here, even though this is a public platform and you have submitted things, etc., in public, we still give you the option to hide that if there's any reason for you to do so. And of course, you're also fully in charge of all that other data. Now let me go back to the previous screen. Can I save? I don't know. Let's just go back, see what happens. Here you see followers and following. So, oh wow, I have 40 followers. I didn't know that. It's been a while since I was here, but these are all people that that follow me apparently. I could remove them apparently. And these are the people that I follow. So if I would go, and this is a test, let me see if this will work. This one, I tried that today. It's a circle member, Andrea. She also doesn't have any ideas and proposal, but you see here that she's developer outreach, and I'm already following her. I could unfollow her. So now she's not in my list of people that I follow, and I can toggle this and follow people again. So from where we were with profiles, this is a huge extension. It's a very rich environment. Originally, we aimed mainly at just showing what people are doing on our in our. Let me try one more, and I've never tried this. Let's see. Oh, there are two. Well, at least you see here some awarded projects. There should be 5, I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, maybe Johanna has put this on hidden because I can only see those, and otherwise the tab would be there where I can also see other projects. I actually saw that at another profile as well, so it might also be a bug. I will look into that. The main idea of this was to show what people are already doing on our platform. So show projects, comments, ideas, round proposals, anything that people are working on. I argued a little bit for also having this additional LinkedIn-like data so that if you're looking for somebody, a team member to work on your project, you would be able, with the search function here, which is also much improved lately, to look for people, ideas, etc., and find people in our system. So this is an extra layer on what we had already that is really dedicated to engagement, to find people, to create profiles, to see what people are doing, to engage with them in the Explore feed. So everything is tying together like that. I'll shut up here, Ayo.
Thank you. Thank you, Jan. That was very, very good. Thank you so much. Any questions regarding that? I mean, or none? Okay, so I think I really like it, and I think, oh yeah, so Cheddar says, how do I edit my username? All right, Aslan is not here. Roho, are you here? Who's going to take that question? How does one edit their username on the platform? Edwin, you wanna answer that? Cheddar, I promise that if nobody answers, I will find the answer for you and mail it to you. Okay. All right. So we can go right into the next item on our agenda. And it is the presentation on pattern discovery in symbolic visual structures by Dr. Mika Letonsari. Mika, I hope I'm getting your name pronounced properly. Please let me know how to pronounce it, and then you know.
Yes, hello. I'm from Finland, and the name is Mika Letonsari.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mika Letonsari. All right. You will be presenting, right? Please, Raphael, could you please give Mika co-host access or present in access, please?
I think he already has.
Oh, good. So, Mika, please, over to you.
Yes, I will share my slides on other user and talk on my phone. So I hope this works like this.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, and your screen
Maybe
is
the
visible
other.
now.
All right.
Okay, so I got a grant from SingularityNET, and I was asked to present a kind of overview of my project here at the Deep Funding meeting. First time being here, so it's nice to be here. And you have very nice projects like a common community hub. Really appreciate that kind of projects. But my work is more academic. It's a pattern discovery in symbolic visual structures using meta language. And let me see if I can go to the next slide. Yeah, so the idea is that some tasks are still quite difficult for AI. And the main difference is that the humans can generalize from very few examples, while deep learning models are trained with very large corpuses. So for example, if you want to teach deep learning model to recognize birds, you need lots of images of birds and labels for them. So you can train your model from this very large image bank of birds. But how about if you want to learn how to recognize birds, then you probably take some book or website and then you read about them and have a look at what's their names and what's their like main features. For example, here is two birds, and you can recognize rook by the shape of the head is kind of bowler hat head, and while crow is like a flat cap head and kind of that kind of things. And this you cannot do. You cannot do at the moment with AI. So with AI, you still need lots of images, and you cannot advise them to learn like this, like from few examples. And this is a symbolic learning. So this is this description about the head or baggy shorts on legs for this rook bird. So the description is in words, in language, so it's symbolic knowledge. And deep learning models are that they learn by sub-symbolic learning. Actually, humans have both kind of learning. So first you look at the book and learn the features, and when you have seen many birds, then you automatically learn to recognize them, and then it's kind of sub-symbolic and automatic recognition already. But computers cannot really do this so well at the moment. And this is something we want for like general intelligence for AGI to learn. And there is very interesting benchmark ARC AGI challenge for human-like symbolic reasoning. And my project is using this project, and I could introduce you how this benchmark works. So let's have some examples from the project. So this is the ARC AGI task, and on the left you can see some examples what we should do. So for example, there is those two orange small flowers or crosses, and what we want to do is we want to create these bigger flowers on the right side. We have to figure out some rules how to make those small ones bigger. There is another example little different colors and little different locations for the flowers. But again, same rules are used, and they grow bigger. And we have to figure out the rules, and then we have these green small flowers in the middle, and we have to draw how would they look if we use these same rules for them. So we can start for copying the original flowers, and then we maybe recognize that the for example, the orange leaves, petals grow one step. So we grow those green petals one step. And then we notice that the center red square grows 2 steps for each corner. So we get something like this. So this is something like humans are very good at, like generalizing this kind of rules. We can see those small images and big images, and then we can quite easily recognize the rules, how it works. But that's not easy for computers. And it's not about following rules. Computers are very good at following the rules, but the difficult thing is to for computer to learn the rules or figure out the rules, how the flower goes bigger. Here is another example, and maybe I can let you think about for a minute. So on the left side, we have examples. Left side is input, and then this is output, three example pairs. And then in the middle, we have image we have to complete following those 3 examples. So it doesn't maybe seem so difficult for human, but if you give these 3 examples for computer, it's really difficult to figure out what kind of rules you should invent. In this case, you put the green bars over the red bar, each bar one bigger than the previous, and then blue bars under the red bar, each one smaller than the one before. Here's one more example. Can you figure out what's happening there? In the left side, there is an input and output pairs. So this is mirroring on the squares regarding to the gray squares. And here is one more example. Here the idea is to rotate the first square 90 degrees counterclockwise, and then it becomes the required output image. So there is this is from the database, and there is 400 plus 400 examples. So totally 800 this kind of puzzles, and you can imagine that each of them are quite different. Mirroring, rotating, creating new squares. So it's really difficult to learn from those. Make a computer program that learns those rules from those examples. Let's go next. And this was our AGI 1 challenge last year, 2024. And humans have tried this, and humans have about 76% accuracy with this test. So 3 out of 4 tasks they can do. But even maybe more importantly, some people can who are more used to this kind of puzzles, they can do all the puzzles, almost all the puzzles, and so these problems are quite human solvable. But this is a high score from the last year, and the best computer program, best algorithm could do only about 50% of these tasks. They got $25,000 for this achievement, but the target is to solve about 80%, and nobody could do that. Nobody could create a computer program to get 80% of the puzzles right. And of course, when we are building AGI, we would like it to be skillful enough to solve this kind of problems quite easily. The challenge is again this year, and they made those tasks little more difficult. This is I think today's situation, and the highest, the best model can solve only about 30% of the problems. So they are this year even more difficult. If somebody can create a computer program that can solve 80% of the tasks, the grand prize is $700,000. So there is good motivation to create solutions for this problem, but so far nobody has got very close, even close to the 80%. And here you can see that there is a GPT-5, Grok, Claude Sonnet. So like a deep learning models are used quite a lot in this task, but they are close to 15-20%. So we need some other approach to get to human level solving abilities. And that's about my project. So the topic title is Pattern Discovery in Symbolic Visual Structures using Meta. And the first part means actually pattern discovery in symbolic visual structures means kind of solving this kind of problems and using meta language. I could give some context for what is meta. Maybe you don't need, but maybe some of you are not so familiar. So of course, Dr. Ben Gerchel is a pioneer in artificial general intelligence and behind many of these ideas. And SingularityNET, which gave the grant for me to study this, is a non-profit organization for creating decentralized, democratic, inclusive, and beneficial AGI. And they gave the grant through this Deep Funding, which is community-driven grant program. But SingularityNET also funds OpenCog. This is open source research collaboration focused on AGI. And they have a AGI framework, OpenCog Hyperon. And finally, this meta language is in the core of this OpenCog Hyperon framework, kind of the language hypergraph-based programming and reasoning language inside the OpenCog Hyperon, which drives the AGI. And that's why SingularityNET has given a grant for developing like applications for meta language. 3 slides, little more technical. So meta language is a kind of simple expression like expression like form, where everything is atoms stored in kind of hypergraph database. And here is an example of the code, a lot of parentheses, but quite simple actually to read. So first row, for example, is that we want to say that object 1 is a square. So we use is a relation and then give the object. So object 1 is a square, reads the first line. On the second line, color is the relation. So we say that the object 1 is red. and then third line, object 2 and object 2, object 1 and object 2 are adjacent. 2 of the first are directed relations, and this is more symmetric relation. The order is not so important. But this is kind of a cool hypergraph language, and it's kind of I felt that it's a natural tool for reasoning ArcAGI type problems, and I wanted to study it, and therefore I applied for the grant. Here is 2 more examples how to do reasoning. So first example is pattern matching, and with this kind of language, you start from the innermost parentheses. So we have a color is red, and the object is square, and then match outside. So we find all the objects that are red squares, and this is kind of one of the ways to make reasoning with meta. Another is creating this kind of transformation rules. So here again, we need to start reading from inside. So there are 2 objects, A and B, of some type. And if they are same type and adjacent, then we can make a new rule that they have relation similar. One more technical slide. So this is an example of concept blending, and this is the kind of core of my work. So you can blend or join concepts. And here's a simple example. So if bird is an animal, says the word, first line says bird is an animal. Second line says bird can fly. Then fish is an animal and fish can swim. Then we can do this kind of blending. So we can find everything that can fly, the first line, and everything that can swim, the second line, bind them to variables and blend them. So we can make a new can-do move. So if anybody can fly or swim or both, then they can move. And then we can find everything that can move. So we blend different modes of motion and make them just one move concept. And this is the a tool that we are using for solving these puzzles. The request for proposals was titled Experiments with Concept Blending and Formal Concept Analysis in Meta. So this is kind of the experimenting with blending is the core of this work. Here is an example how it's related to those ArcAGI tasks. So on the left, you can see a grid with red and blue squares. So this could be one of the tasks maybe. And for this, we use this kind of comments or code to get a representation in hypergraph, which is shown on the right side. So there is 3 objects, object 1, object 2, and object 3. We can see that on the right side, they are all is a relation for a square, so they are all squares. Objects 1 and 2 are color relation for red, so they are red, and object 3 is in color relation for blue. And then there is adjacent between object 1 and 2 and 2 and 3, but between 1 and 2 there is not adjacent. So So these kind of represent the situation in this grid in mathematical hypergraph terms. What we then want to do is to blend the color and adjacent. So if there is two objects that are same color and adjacent, then we form a new group. So you can imagine, for example, some ArcAGI test that those two red squares that are adjacent on top of each other, maybe something special happens to them because they are same color and close to each others. So probably this new group could be useful for solving the problem. Just a very simple example, but then when you have more complex images, more objects, more relations, so it can become very complicated and kind of math problem. But this meta is really like a good tool for this kind of coding. So about this project, so it's experimenting with concept blending in meta, and I will start with simple examples, simple datasets like this, two red squares and blue square. I will generate this kind of easy datasets for like easy, like elementary learning, but then use the 2024 ArcAGI dataset. And the goal is to learn new concept automatically and efficiently, and then evaluate results. So mostly humans do the hard part nowadays, but because deep learning cannot really understand this kind of symbolic learning, and we have some optimization and search algorithms, but we still need to develop better learning methods for symbolic knowledge. And this is kind of tries to be a step to that direction. And technically, like the goal is to reduce effective search complexity and improve task solving performance. This is about 1 year project. I try to make the milestone 1, finish the milestone 1 literature review and research plan by the end of this year, and then there is a development testing, and milestone 3 is final reports, open source code, publishing open source code, and maybe a journal article or conference presentation. So this is a kind of nice 1 year project, but let's see how I have time to do this. But I need to thank for SingularityNET for this opportunity to use some time for this work, and it's a really interesting project, this meta language project. More information. I will start documenting the project on GitHub. So all the links for all the relevant links you can find from GitHub, but also SingularityNET IO chat. You can find me by handle Mika Letonsaari if you want to join the project, or you're just interested to know more about this project, or if you have any good ideas. Yeah. One maybe you can advise me is that if I would like to get more publicity or visibility for this project, so if you can advise how to get that. So I'm not so good with the social media and that kind of things, but that's something maybe I should think about also with this project. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mika. That was very good. Very great presentation. I totally understood it. And I can tell you that if I understood it, everybody else understands it. Thank you so much. All right. Any question for Mika? Mika, I have one. In fact, two. I think one is a little bit more appropriate than the other. And I'm saying, so while you were presenting, what was going on in my mind is, so this solves a lot of problem. And then I also helped me appreciate the magic or the wonder of the human mind, right? Knowing stuff by pattern just feels like something that's just, I mean, who doesn't know anything about pattern, right? Now, yeah, so yeah, and those things that you shared, I mean, with GPT profile, Claude, you know, and all of them, and seeing exactly how far they are, I mean, you know, and then how much more grounds needs to be covered is quite revealing. However, sometimes we and I know this is small on the scale of, you know, things to worry about, right? But I'm just curious. Now we have CAPTCHA for websites, and from what you presented, it feels to me as though the CAPTCHA proving that you are human basically uses this thing, right? So it looks like, oh, so they realize that AI bots can't do pattern, and then they say how many bicycles are in this picture, right? And then when I see the tiny wheel of the bicycle, I know it's a bicycle, right? You know, so yeah, so what happens to CAPTCHA, for example? And the second question is, so because you were talking about learning by pattern, then I was wondering about how tasking it would be if we have to train AI on intuition, no, just knowing stuff, right? But basically, those are my questions.
Yeah, these are interesting questions, and I don't know if anybody knows the answer. So I think world will change a lot, and hopefully for good. Hopefully the AI will be like a helpful for us and that kind of thing. And that's one thing, like SingularityNET is like driving this kind of beneficial and responsible AI. So it's good to be working with SingularityNET. My work is more academic, so I'm not so good maybe for answering very philosophical questions or seeing the future. But these are things we should think about, and yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mika. Thank you so much. I do not see any hands up. So can we have a round of applause for Mika? That was quite great. Thank you. Please jam your hands. Yeah, thank you. All right, and we can go to the final item on the agenda. I've been looking forward to this one as well. And it is the community spotlight session of our town hall. And so Miriam, please, over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Ariel. And thank you everyone for joining today's town hall. It's a day to Halloween. I'm Nigerian, so we don't celebrate Halloween, but Priscilla was very passionate about the holiday, hence the cap. I wanted to go as a Grim Reaper. So I have like all black on, but then the weather got too hot, so the jacket had to come off. Then I said, okay, no, let me try a bandana, but then I couldn't find the bandana for a cowboy kind of thing. So here we are, just manage the hats, guys. And happy Halloween to all those who celebrate tomorrow. But welcome to the Community Spotlight session. It's a session where we just, shine the light on members of our community who are doing great stuff, just to appreciate them a little more, just to get to know them a little more, their motivations, their passions, their burdens, hopefully their bank account details, stuff like that. And yeah, today we have somebody really special and somebody who has impacted the community in very, very many ways and has been integral in our day-to-day activities as a community. And that is the person of Victor Mayo. As you can see, he's shining the light on his face today. He's,
Hey guys.
we had to force him for this, but thank you, Mayor, for being here. Mayor, oh, thank you so much, Ayemi. Yes, thank you. Mayor is the Operation Circle, is one of the Operation Circle's coordinators, and he is a member of the event circle, the best circle here at Deep Funding, as you can tell, bringing you great stuff like the amazing presentation that Mika just did. And so we just want to know Mayor a little bit more for the next 5 to 10 minutes. And so Mayor, we have some questions for you, and we're just going to get right at it. I heard that you've been at Deep Funding longer than many of us have been. And my first question for you is this, at least longer than I have been. What first sparked your curiosity about Deep Funding? And what convinced you that this is a space worth contributing to?
Hey Miriam, good day community. So first off, I think I heard about the Deep Funding community from round 3, right? If I'm not mistaken. I heard about it while I was in the SingularityNET Ambassadorship program, and they were like, we have proposals that we would like you all to review. Anybody that's interested should fill up a form, and we will get to the next step to review the proposals and the rest of it. And I was one of the persons that saw that form and I filled it in, and that's what brought me into Deep Funding. So I never had prior knowledge of Deep Funding before then. And when I got into the Deep Funding community, or that small community then, we're about 7 or 8. We're about 90 right now, which is a crazy upgrade. Like we have done 10x right now in numbers. I think we're not up to 10, to be honest. So 10 of us, we came together and we're like, we need to review these proposals. How do we go about it? So going back to your question, you asked what has convinced me to contribute the more. That first step where we had to come together and we had this decentralized opinion of how we should go about reviewing the proposals. And then we also came together and we're like, okay, before we review this proposal, we needed coordinators, and that's when we picked Rojo and Tommy to be coordinators. So that decentralized governance that we did during the first day of being part of this community is one of the things that convinced me. And I was like, okay, I think everybody's voices can be heard in this space. So let me see what I can do after this. Yeah, pretty much it.
That's beautiful. I can relate to knowing that that first experience with decentralization can be very intriguing. Like, oh, okay, I mean,
yeah, I was like, okay,
that's
nice. Like my
really
voice
nice.
can be heard, so I could contribute even more. And while contributing, I don't need to keep answering yes, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. And you just keep contributing and you do your things your way, and it yeah, basically the decentralization.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So everyone, if decentralization is something that you're just new to experiencing, it really is an amazing field. It really is an amazing world to live in. And I'm so glad that Deep Funding gets to be one of those many platforms that is pushing that gospel of decentralization in such a really communal way. And that's always so beautiful to witness. And yay, you have seen Deep Funding grow from 7, 8 people to, I was saying in the chat, 110. That is such amazing growth. And so well done to you and every founding member, so to speak, of the Deep Funding community. All right, so our next question for you is this. In your own words, how would you describe the value of your role here at Deep Funding? What do you do? How does it really affect the next person, whether or not they're in the circles you belong to?
I'm thinking about it now. I actually had something else to say regarding this question, if the question even comes up. But thinking about it now, maybe it's almost open-ended. Will any of you miss me if I should stay away from Deep Funding for 3 weeks? I don't know. Maybe that's the question. That's the answer I need so far from this question. If any of you will not miss me, I think Ayo would, because Ayo is always buzzing my phone. Priscilla is always buzzing my phone. So I think I owed a bit of value, especially with awarded teams, which is mostly what I do at the Operations Circle, contracts, KYC, open DMs, and I think I reply pretty much very quick with DMs and supporting and the rest. So that alone has helped a lot of individuals here become more and more comfortable, more conversant with everything that's going on with Deep Funding, here at Deep Funding. I mean, being an Operations Circle coordinator, I think that's a lot of value. I appreciate for I'm really grateful for the role. Yeah, and I really don't take that for granted, but I feel like that's a lot of value, and I try my best to be here every day, show up, make sure the community is well fed with questions and issues, and then I'm also doing my a bit of work at Event Circle with graphics, promotions, and some other stuff like that. So yeah, it has been, I think I owed one little value, and that's been a great feeling.
Yeah, you certainly hold a lot of value. I personally will miss you if you step away for 3 weeks, because I always have issues with trading, and I'm always texting Mayor, my tax, Mayor, my money, Mayor, what is happening, Mayor, help me. And Mayor always helps, really. And he actually does pick up his phone really quickly. There was a time he was sleeping and I called him and he still helped me. It's not something I would have done for him, but you know, good Mayor. Lovely Mayor. So yes, we certainly miss you when you are gone, and well done on all your work with operations and the Event Circle. Now, being in operations, you deal with a lot of technicalities, right? Like you've said, awarded contracts, KYCs, KPIs, and those fancy acronyms that many of us may not really understand. But the core parts of many of us and our work here at Deep Funding is about innovation and inclusion and impact, and always getting better and always improving in that sense. So how do you balance the technical sides of your work and the human sides of your work, the parts that have to deal with people and empathy and the emotions and just basically the human experience that comes into play with all the technicalities? How do you balance the technical and human sides of what you do, ensuring that all of your contributions here, outside here, serve both innovation and inclusion?
Okay, first off, I don't know if you all know this about me, but I am one of the community managers for a crypto project named Voy. So it's a PEP trading platform. So you trade futures and the rest on crypto. So I'm a community manager over there. We have made pretty much a very decent volume when it comes to trading. So that has helped with how I interact with human beings, because then we have a community of about 50,000 people, and then you have to reply to these people, both connect them with the dev team, and then with their issues, and like I said, it's a community management. So then you get a lot of questions from the product and the rest of it. So dealing with humans or dealing with the community has not been a problem for me. Where I would say that I've had problems and I've tried my best to improve on these aspects is the technical side. I am not a developer, so I am not very technical. But you would hardly notice that flaw, especially with stuff I work on. If I cannot do it, I'll just say I can't do it. But if I know that I can do it, I try to learn and see how I can contribute best. So I'll take the contract, for example. I am not legal in any way. So discussing with Yan and sometimes the Yan getting back to the legal team and getting back to me on contracts and the rest. It has been an improvement on my end, because then I have to start reading through contracts, which is something I don't think I would do on a normal day. All right. So I've been trying my best, yes, to balance these technical parts. Any part that needs me to be very technical, I've been trying my best to learn how to do them. Recently in the event circle, we were discussing about editing Townhall videos and posting on YouTube and the rest. And I am not very, although I know a bit of video editing, is not very good though. But then I was like, okay, if you're having problem with editing Townhalls and the rest, let me see if I can do it. So I had to go through Canva, learn Canva, edit a video, sent it to Priscilla, and Priscilla was like, it's very nice. Sent it to Miriam, and Miriam was like, oh, very nice. So these kind of things is something I have tried my best to balance. I've improved a lot when it comes to the technical part of my abilities. When I mean technical, not coding and the rest, but those very technical stuff. I remember when I presented a matrix, one of these half-yearly reports to Rojo, and Rojo was like, you did all this in a Google Sheet? Interesting. So from what I've seen so far, you cleaned this data and you presented it with graphs and the rest. Why are you not a data analyst? I was like, I don't know. I just learned this one just by going through Excel and the rest. And all this has been possible. It's not like I knew Excel before. All this has been possible because of deep funding. So I just try to improve and see how I can contribute here and there. So yeah, maybe going into data analytics is something that I'm now interested in, although I've not had the time to do that. But yeah, the technical and the human part is something that I'm improving on constantly.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's the one thing that I can take from what you've shared is to always, with everything that we find ourselves doing, to just do our best, really, and to be sure that at the end of the day, whether it's a successful project or a project that exploded right in our faces, we really can sit with ourselves better, embrace ourselves better, give ourselves a good pat on the back if we know that, yeah, we really did do our best. And it's also interesting to learn that you could start off as a beginner in something, and if you just have the mindset of you just have to do your best and you just have to try, then really you'd find that you are beginning to gain mastery in things that you didn't even think was possible. And it's also very interesting because I was just thinking about how I think last week or 2 weeks ago I had tweeted that do not let your mastery of things keep you from practicing still. So many times we feel like, oh yeah, so I'm good with contracts now, for instance, contract writing now, so no need to look at the contract I have to prep 2 hours before anymore. I can just do it in 15 minutes. I can just do it. And we just begin to develop the lackadaisical attitude that did not actually get us to growth. And we then begin to slack off, right? So it's important that we keep ourselves going and we continue to fill in our cups by ourselves and the skills that we're able to contribute to the world. So yeah, thank you, Mayor, for sharing that. Now, finally, if a new member from any part of the world wanted to join this community tomorrow and ask for one piece of advice from you on thriving here at Deep Funding, what would you tell them?
Yeah, I guess I've said a lot for them to take out a piece. I think the only way you can thrive here, one of the only ways, other people have what works for them, but one of the ways you can thrive here at Deep Funding is to keep trying. I think the community has everything that can make you grow. Fix yourself in the right places. Once you can put yourself in the right place for your growth, then I think you could just see yourself growing even more than you imagined. Taking on tasks that are somewhat that makes you comfortable, tasks that you know that you would likely do, and you will not lose a lot of sleep. I think it also helps, because then I feel like if you can do a task perfectly, it's better than doing a task half done, something like that. So if you know that you can't do this, just either learn or just say you just maybe tell your coordinator that no, I can't do this. Now for you to collect it, and it then ends up ruining your reputation. I think your reputation too is one of the most important things you should look at growing. So, and one of the ways you can grow that reputation is doing tasks that you can do completely and very well, actually. That has helped me with my growth at Deep Funding. You would never see Mayor taking up tasks that he cannot do. I am not very good at documentation. So when we introduced GFrame to be coordinator for the operation circle, every documentation that I feel like I should write, and anyone that Raphael asks me to write, I just push them to GFrame, because I know it's not my very strong thing. So because at the end of the day, I could just write that document, and then Raphael doesn't like it, and slowly it ends up renewing my reputation with some tasks that he assigns to me and the rest, and that will not help my growth. All right, so I just push them to GFrame, work together with GFrame, since GFrame is more comfortable with documentation, and yeah, it works. And like I said, we were talking about video creation or video editing at the event circle. If I ended up trying and it did not work, I would have told Priscilla that no, I can't do it. It's not something I can take on. So yeah, doing what you know you are comfortable at doing would help your reputation a lot at Deep Funding. So yeah, I think that's the one piece of advice I can give anybody at Deep Funding.
All right, then. Thank you so much. I think that's something else that we can also take is, I think it wasn't William Shakespeare that said, "To thine own self be true." I think that's something that can stay with many of us. To know yourself, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, give yourself the opportunity to try stuff and fail. But then when you do fail and you know somebody else can do better, don't hoard the idea of doing. You must be the one to do it. You must be the pioneer. You must be the pace setter. And that keeps many people in very interesting traps, to be honest. But yeah, Deep Funding, we are a large machine, and every part, every bolt, screw, oil, component is important to the overall success of the machine. So how much ground we're able to drill into. So yeah, just recognizing that you are just one of the many important screws would really help. So thank you, Mayor, for sharing how we can preserve our reputation better.
Aya is a
Aya
bigger
is what?
screw. Aya is a bigger screw, so maybe you should have him next time.
Agree to disagree. And I'm not even sure I told you that the video was lovely. Did I tell you it was lovely? I can't remember giving such compliments.
Yeah, you actually replied.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, all right. Thank you so much, Rhea, for being our guest today. Thank you for sharing, and well done to you for all the work that you do here at Deep Funding. We really are grateful to have interesting, lovely, brilliant people like you, Ayo's favorite person. Thank you, and Ayo, over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Miriam. Thank you, Mayor. That was quite interesting. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for all the lessons that you brought you forward. Okay, Rafael Pressa, any goodie from Turkey? Any update that you'd like to share? Jan, any closing remark?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, am I interrupting somebody?
No, Rafael
No.
said all good.
Yeah,
Okay.
all good.
Well, I would just like to express my gratitude to Victor here to present himself on camera and very eloquently. And I would like to add that Victor is really one of the pillars of our program. He's the silent force that makes everything run, often invisible, but we can't do without him. Numerous times I've asked questions like, where's this or where's that or when is that ready? And then usually the answer from Victor is, oh yeah, I've done it, it's here. Same goes for you, by the way, Ayo, but in this case, I would like to say big thanks to Victor. Thanks, guy, we need you.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Victor. Jan has busted our plot twists. I was preserving that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jan. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Please remember to follow us on our social media profile. We're on LinkedIn. Please subscribe. We're on X. Please follow us. We have X Spaces going on bi-weekly Mondays. I think it's 7 p.m. UTC. Please join. We have all hands on Wednesdays bi-weekly. The next Wednesday we'll have our all hands. Please. It's also a very good avenue for you to interact with internal workings of Deep Funding. Fun fact: it's attending all hands is one of the very sure ways to get into the circles. If you're interested in getting into circles, I've never said that, but that's a trick that I was saving to share with people or anyone who was interested. So please, if you're interested in joining the All Circles, please attend the All Hands event, right? You get to know stuff, and then you get to, give answers, specifically very good answers to questions that people may ask you when you're being interviewed of stuff like that. So yeah, please join. I am Sugar. I see your hands up. Please go for it. Yeah, please.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, am I audible?
Yes, clear.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I just want to take a moment to appreciate the entire Deep Funding team for all the great work they've been doing. And also I want to give a special shout out to Miriam for hosting the Africa Women AI Meetup last Saturday. I attended and it was such a wonderful experience and it was very insightful and empowering. I just want to, just shout out to her. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mishiga. Miriam, we're sorry. You didn't occur to me that it was a platform, but African Women in AI had fiscal events across about 5 African countries simultaneously. I had in Nigeria fiscal event, had in South Africa, had in Ghana, had in Zambia or Zimbabwe, had in Kenya. And so, yeah, Miriam, thank you. That was pretty good. And thank you, Ayemi, for bringing it up.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Ayemi, for coming. Ayemi was actually really brilliant during the meetup. It was really lovely to see her. She recognized me because she doesn't show her face on camera. But the minute I got it, she just screamed my name. I was like, oh God, who knows me? And then she goes, oh, it's Ayemi Sugar. And I was like, ah! And it was really lovely. But yes, we had our fiscal meetup on Saturday across Nigeria, Zambia, Cameroon, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa. Really, really lovely women meeting up to get to know each other. There's this community really building, they're becoming friends and partners and they're ideating together. It's really lovely and it was very humbling to see. I got home, I got emotional, right, as I was eating the leftovers and I was like, yay, that was really lovely. Oh, and my power has gone out. But yeah, thank you Irene, for being there, and thank you to Deep Funding. You guys made it possible, really, and all the women across Africa. We are really grateful for this movement that you are funding.
All right, thank you so much, Ivy, for bringing that up. That's I can't imagine a better way to wrap up today's town hall. So thank you so much. I'll see you on Monday for X Spaces. I'll see you on Wednesdays for All Ends, and I'll see you 2 weeks time, same time for the Deep Funding 74th Town Hall. Until the next time, I remain your host for tonight, Ayo. Bye-bye. Have a pleasant day, evening, afternoon, night. Bye.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Hey,
Raphael,
guys.
I missed your costume.
Bye-bye.
Bye.